This GTA 6 gameplay leak has gone absolutely viral. We'll be talking about all the details, whether it's real or fake, and a whole lot more, all in this video today. So when I mean viral, I mean millions of views. In fact, where it's gone the most viral is on social media. An account GTA 6 Countdown posting, a user claims to have seen a few hours of GTA 6 gameplay at Rockstar from a 2024 testing build and described some interesting details. Here are all the details and features this user revealed that should also be taken with a grain of salt until they're confirmed. And you guys can see there that it has amassed nearly 13 million views when I'm recording this video, which is on Thursday, January 23rd. That's a ton. And so we're going to dive into everything this individual has said about Grand Theft Auto 6, and then I'll tell you whether or not I think it's real or fake. And the reason we're even giving this a little bit of credibility is because there genuinely have been some real leaks that have come from online forums, whether it be, 4chan or whether it be Reddit. Red Dead Redemption 2 had real credible leaks that were posted on there. Grand Theft Auto 6 had real credible leaks that were posted on there that turned out to be true. So even if there's only like a 1% chance, you kind of have to give it the opportunity to be real, because we could be sitting on a gold mine of info here. But anyways, let's dive into it. So we're going to go over some of the highlights. One of the first things this individual pointed out was that shooting NPCs feels so realistic that it makes you feel bad and it'll be harder to do. This very much feels like Red Dead Redemption 2, where almost the world would react if you were like a bad outlaw or if you had done bad deeds. And so you did feel bad about, shooting up the entire town of Valentine and then returning a couple of weeks later as everyone would yell and scream at you. I kind of like that feature. Cops can also set up a crime scene after a shooting and take pictures, measurements, and afterwards the body will be picked up and taken away to a mortuary or hospital. Again, this is sort of adding to the GTA realism that Rockstar has, where if you get into an accident or something like that, an ambulance will show up and they will, kind of case the scene and then they'll end up going away. This just sort of takes it to a whole nother level. And then apparently NPCs react with realistic movements. They show pain and shock when they're shot. Stomach shots make them move slightly back, bend forward, put their hands on their stomach, check for blood, stumble and drop to their knees, gasping for air while stuttering, "Why did you shoot me?" Obviously that sounds incredibly realistic, but given the level of realism that Rockstar had in Red Dead Redemption 2, it's no surprise that they would build on that here in GTA 6. More details to talk about. The world apparently feels very alive, as nearly everything has a physical place, even debris and litter of all kinds. We were able to see that a little bit in the GTA 6 trailer in this shot in fictional Wynwood right here. During the car scene, you can see things on the road sort of piling up. This individual also goes on to say the game is breathtaking and feels truly next gen, with a real jump in graphics compared to Red Dead Redemption 2. It should, because Rockstar are getting better at making video games, and they're also making it on a newer and powerful set of consoles, Series X and S and PlayStation 5. And then they go on to say storms and hurricanes feel real, with wind moving poles and road signs and NPCs losing balance and running for cover. So we know the game takes place in Vice City in the state of Leonida, which is fictional Miami, Florida. Florida is home to a lot of crazy weather, big storms and hurricanes. They're even getting snowfall right now as things currently stand. So it'll be cool to see Rockstar implement some of the, major weather patterns that occur in game. This user also goes on to say that crews of maintenance and cleaning will interact with the world and whatever the player does. They also say that after a big crash, traffic jams will occur until the road is cleared, and a random event can be triggered and a truck, a van, and a crane will actually arrive at the crash site, and NPCs will naturally clean, remove, and load debris up and transport it. Very similar to what you would obviously see in real life if something like that occurred. NPCs will also record and call the cops in case of a shooting or after a big car crash. And construction workers can actually dig, put up poles with cranes, or do road work, and the road is destructible to a point. Like, holes in the road have real physics, and water will remain there after a big storm until it's evaporated by the sun. So all of that sounds incredibly cool and realistic. there's just something that Rockstar is going to have to do. They're going to have to blend that realism with ways that it doesn't interfere with the gameplay. You don't want to have like every single time you bump someone on the road, you know, the entire city of Vice City sends every single construction crew and police department out there. You just don't want it to be so realistic to the point that it really interferes with gameplay. I think Rockstar will balance it well. Speaking of driving and whatnot, there's going to be realistic driving physics, with each vehicle having its own feel and extra weight, such as armors, passengers, bodies in the trunk. It'll push the rear end down, just like if you had a trunk full of either golf clubs or groceries, it's going to weigh a little bit more in the back. Car crash physics are also similar to a simulator, and cars can bend or cut in half after hitting a thick pole. Seems like it might be going more back to the GTA 4 style of physics engine for car crashes and whatnot. And buildings can't be completely destroyed, but to a certain degree, players can destroy their doors, windows, walls, and roofs. So it does seem like there is going to be some sort of level of destruction for objects in the world, buildings, stuff like that. I think that's pretty cool. Moving on to our protagonists, Jason and Lucia also are going to hold guns differently. They have their own feel and weight and movements. This is really key because we're getting our first female main character. Naturally, females are going to do things a little bit differently than males, or simply the way they move around. That's going to be a little bit different naturally. The player is also going to be able to carry a rifle on their back and a handgun strapped in front. So it seems like it's going to have that Red Dead Redemption 2-esque feel, where you can't just have an entire armory loaded up on you, like a minigun, an RPG, etc. You might have to choose what kind of weapons you have on you at certain times, and players can have multiple van and car inventories with clothes, weapons, and attachments. And that might be similar to Red Dead Redemption 2 with our horses, and how you use it as essentially as like a storage unit if you wanted to get other guns or change your clothes, etc. And there's also stealth elements like crouching, going prone, hiding, handguns under shirts, and many things similar to Hitman or Ghost Recon, which again, very popular stealth-based games. Now, staying on our characters, the clothes you actually wear will have their own physics. So when you draw a gun, clothes interact with the hand, and you can actually see skin underneath, as they're both separate, and clothes will tear, get dirty, sweat, and they will have blood on them and react to knife cuts and bullets. So we saw a little bit of that in GTA 5 and Red Dead Redemption 2. So it looks like Rockstar will be taking this to an even more extreme level in Grand Theft Auto 6, which is pretty cool. And this user in question, again, we need to take things with a grain of salt here. Pebblestar answered a few questions on his post with even more detail, saying like that the National Guard will be deployed at the max wanted level, which seems very, very scary. You can ride horses, which are available at farms and rural areas. That seems like a no-brainer considering we have all that left over from Red Dead Redemption 2. NPCs are conscious about the player and can be robbed or intimidated into putting their phones away if they're recording videos of you that could appear on social media or news. We know how big social media is going to be in-game, whatever Rockstar's in-game version of TikTok or Instagram is. And police AI is smart. They work in groups, communicate with each other, and can split into 2 or more groups. Again, I'll leave a link to the post in the description if you guys are interested. But that's essentially what this user revealed. Again, giving us gameplay details from a 2024 testing build. And again, all this needs to be taken with a huge grain of salt. But like I mentioned earlier, this wouldn't be the first time that Rockstar Games has had serious gameplay leaks and even story leaks about their major titles, GTA 5, Red Dead Redemption 2, and even GTA 6 in the past on Reddit and online. So honestly, what's my final opinion on this? It feels a little bit wish listy, if I'm being totally honest with you, but I really wouldn't be surprised to see some of these features turn out to be true, like cops setting up a crime scene after a major shooting, or having storms and hurricanes be an active part of some of the weather that we experience, and having realistic driving features like things being in the trunk of a car, and Jason and Lucia operating a little bit differently, especially considering she's our first female main character. So I want to hear from you guys in those comments down below. Let me know what you think about this viral gameplay leak of GTA 6 in those comments down below. I'd love to hear from you guys down there. If you guys did go on to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new. You want to stay up to date on all the GTA 6 videos that I'll be doing. here on my channel, and be sure to ring that notification bell as well. Sometimes YouTube just doesn't work, and if you ring that bell, you'll always be guaranteed to be notified when new videos arrive. But of course, as always, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.